All right, here we go. Welcome everybody. Week 9 Commissioner's Corner. We have the great Jason Bradshaw with us today in full medical gear in
And just be
between
the goat for
solving
you.
case to go. All right, well,
Just
he's
the
in a
goat.
hurry,
Just
so
the
we're going to
goat.
get started. All right, it should be interesting. All right, so the first matchup of the week is was between me and the Mutters. Um, Team kind of underperformed. Went into Monday night. He had Mahomes, Kelsey, and Buckner, and I had the Chiefs defense. I was up by 34, and the defense I was feeling like maybe I had a chance, and there was no chance, and that was with him not having getting a zero from Brian Robinson Jr. By the way, I did text him, letting him know, but I guess he didn't need it. So not much to say about this. My team, other than Madison, everybody else pretty much performed. The defense. So put up 117. It wasn't enough. The Chiefs hammer on Monday night really kind of hurt me. He actually could have put in some nice pieces off his bench, whether it was Eckler or Myers. But he didn't need them anyway. So good job, David, who moves up to 6-3. Jason, any recap here between our matchup here?
David's team shaping up real solid. He's scoring good points every single week. He's going to be tough.
He is going to be tough. Other than Chubb, yeah, but he's got option on his bench. So 6-3, he looks pretty much playoff bound. We'll move on since we're kind of in a hurry here. Okay, next matchup was you against Beast Mode, and in a season where everything's working out, I was actually watching. You literally won on the last play of overtime, where you
I'm like
went.
the Dodgers. I'm like the
You are.
Dodgers.
You're like the Dodgers.
Grand
Well,
slam to win the game.
yeah, good call with Stafford. I mean, obviously it helped that he had that big touchdown at the end. Donald looks like it's going to be interesting because the Cowboys are a mess. So we'll see how Donald does. Gibbs didn't have a huge game. Allen didn't have a huge game. McLaurin's
I
just
think
really
I think
solid.
Donald will have more usage in the passing game with Russ. I think that's
We'll see.
where
We'll see what they do.
because I mean he's not going to be
Well,
pushing it down the field a lot. So dump offs are
yeah, but
going to be.
what's his name's hurt too. CD Lamb's hurt too. So they're not going to have a lot of weapons. But you're right. Maybe Donald's the only. Looks like it's the Donald and Ferguson show. So they traded for Jonathan Mingo. So that's going to be interesting. Wilson's really coming into his own. Speaking of your team, really doing well. Adams, really you think it would might have hurt him, but it actually, I guess, it freed him up. They're really looking for him. That catch was probably one of the greatest catches of all time. Last Thursday, that was. Did you see that? That was
I
ridiculous.
did,
That
but
was
yeah,
one
both of his
ridiculous.
touchdowns are one hand grabs, both of them.
Yeah, yeah, very, very good. On the flip side, Beast Mode, real solid. Achan, really good. Burrow went crazy. Chase Brown. I mean, really, everybody performed other than other than his tight end, and that's pretty much. I mean, your tight end didn't do great, and his kicker and defense didn't perform. So you really beat him in tight end and the special teams. So on the bench for you, not much, but Tolbert, I guess maybe we'll get some love, and Gasecki. We'll get to our matchup. I'm assuming you're going to play Gasecki because I believe
Yeah,
maybe
bye.
Joke is
Yeah.
on a bye. So when we meet this week, looking at Beast Mode, Leggett. Jigba, Smith and Jigba. Looks like he's coming into his own. He had a really big game with Olave. Oh, he had Olave get concussed. So really solid from both teams. Both of you beat expectations, but you found a way to win. Any recap for your matchup, sir?
No, I mean, but it's just one of those games someone has to lose. You put up 135 or 139, you still lose. That's just the way it goes. Somebody scored more, but you're going to win more often than not with those numbers for sure. I mean, there probably was like maybe two or three people that would have beat him this week, and he just happened to run up against me. So
Yeah, it's
just
very,
how
very
it goes.
good. Yeah, yeah, like your team's really strong. And Beast Mode, definitely competitive team for sure. A lot of weapons, a little bit of decision. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean
All right.
Metcalf was hurt last week, so that's kind of a huge dump to me. But I'm curious to see how Mike Williams goes to Pittsburgh and gets utilized as the number two wideout.
I didn't see that he got traded today. Okay, so Mike Williams
Yeah,
to Pittsburgh. Yeah, But yeah, that's good. That's a
Yeah,
way better situation than
I
he
mean,
had.
let's just Caleb Williams is so inaccurate. It's ridiculous. Um, I mean, if you watch the Chicago Bears, uh, that guy's struggling to complete passes. I mean, they're not even
He is
catchable.
having, well, in fairness to him, the line is just a mess. He's under
They just
pressure as
did.
soon
They
as
just
Mike's.
did a the all three receivers ranked 6, 8, and 10 on uncatchable passes. All three of them.
That
DJ
good.
Moore, all of them. 6, 8, and 10. All over 20% of the passes thrown their way are not even within their catch radius. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, that team
All
is
one
that
team,
whole.
3 of the top 10 incomplete. I mean, it just shows you how inaccurate that dude is.
Well, he's under pressure a lot. I watch a lot of his games. He's not making the best decisions. It's also the team's kind of falling apart. DJ Moore was walking off the field during the play.
Yeah, but
Got
Arnold,
got
Arnold,
coached.
Arnold. He ain't pushing the ball down the field. He's inaccurate inside of 15 yards to where it's deemed uncatchable. That's just a fundamental technical issue. Either it's they ran him out too quick and he wasn't NFL ready, right? Or he's going to be one of those work in progresses that just got overhyped, as you've seen so many times in the last 30 years of these number one quarterbacks coming out. They just don't manifest in anything other than
Well,
maybe a backup.
I wouldn't call him a backup, but so far, yeah, Jaden Daniels, the number two, just like the last year Stroud. Looks like the number two picks have been outperforming number one picks. I still have faith in Williams. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but he had a couple of good games. He's really struggled after the bye, which is the weird part. So maybe he's not working out the way I was hoping, but it is what it is. Okay, let's move on. Joni against Mike, and once again, Joni finds a way to win. Donald, Hall, Hubbard. I mean, really panned out for her. Naylor got a touchdown. Palmer had a touchdown. Pitts underperformed. Bengals defense on Mike's side. Allen did good, but White, Coleman, nobody really. I mean, the rest of his team really, nobody really stood out. Um, so Joni goes to 4-4-1. Mike dropped down to 3-6. Looking at the bench, Joni's got, I mean, Herbert. So other than that, again, still encourage her to make some moves, but she doesn't need to listen to me because she's got a better record. And Mike's bench isn't much better. So comment on this matchup, sir.
Not much. I mean,
Not much.
the one comment I would say is that I think the change in the format of everybody in one division has actually made inferior teams more competitive because you're not getting the separation you would have in two divisions. And all the top teams have to play each other, which means all the top teams are gaining more losses. So
Yeah.
it just pulls it together. They thought it was going to clean it out and that show that the best teams are going to be in there, but and I know anybody can win on a given week. And if they just put together a couple strategic wins, everybody at the top's just beating up on each other, which is what you're seeing all the way across the middle of the road. So these inferior teams are going to get in if it's one division. I think that's what you're going to see by the end of the year. And this is a perfect example of it.
Well, Johnny's beaten some big people. So I mean, 4-4-1. I wouldn't say it. I mean,
I would
she's
play
definitely
her. I would
benefited.
play her every single week. I think I would have 11 wins. I'm just saying.
Well,
I think
not
I would
every
have
single
11
because she
wins.
beat you 1 week.
Yeah,
Well, she
yeah,
beat you
yeah.
1 week, so you wouldn't have had 11.
I,
So you wouldn't
I
have
would
had
have 11
11
wins
wins,
if I
but
played her
you
every week.
might have had to.
I'll tell
Uh,
her that. I'll take my chances with her every
okay.
single week.
All right, fair enough. So, Joni, good job. Mike, he beat me. So again, I haven't faced Joni yet, but Mike beat me. So we'll move on. So Rodney against Ben, primetime versus the Big Herd. So Lamar had a good game again. Mostert. So Rodney seems pretty good. Worthy gave him 0. Uh, his team usually puts up more points than that. Ben's been riding a really hot hand. Hurst and Henry really good. Stevenson produces a couple of weeks in a row. Ridley, we advised him for Ridley. He listened. Sutton had a big game, which was surprising against the Ravens. So Ben, another, last week he had 150, 135, and his projection is 130, so he's really close. And now he's at 4-5. On the bench, Ben left. He left Robinson, your boy Robinson, and the Colts and the Jaguars. He's carrying three defenses. Not sure why. He's carrying three defenses. The one he started gave him zero. So that
Didn't
seems
need it,
very
I guess.
yeah, yeah, that's interesting. And on the flip side, Aaron Rodgers. So prime time again, pretty much the starting lineup, not much on the bench. Oh, Hawkinson. Okay, so that's nice. Hawkinson. He's got Bowers, so maybe he'll go with double tight end. Comments on this game, sir?
Nah, I don't want to play either one of those guys.
All right. Did you play him either one yet, or
I
did you
did. I
play
play Rodney.
you played Rodney? Okay, so you still get
Yeah.
Ben in the future. Okay. Next matchup. Sweet like candy against undisputed. Apparently, it's a Bradshaw thing because Ethan also came down to the last game, made a vicious comeback with Baker Mayfield. Also, I believe they went into well, he didn't get the ball in overtime, but the
He
game
did
did go
not.
into overtime.
He did
He
not.
did not get the ball.
But he won it
He
with
didn't.
the he
Yeah,
won it with the tie
yeah,
when he made the
yeah.
last
He
second
won.
down for the tie.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were both
So
watching. So
yeah, yeah. He won it, so it was good. Kimball again. Um, not sure why. I did notice he's got Zay Flowers on his bench. I mean, I know hindsight's 2020, but I think you got to get that guy in. I mean, it's hard to bench DJ Moore, but he's really been the least performing. Tight end is an issue for Ethan. Really good. Puka. That's what Puka getting ejected after whatever first
yeah,
couple
that
plays. He got ejected for throwing
for
a punt. Also, surprisingly, looking at Ethan's team, Chase. I mean, Burrow had a huge game. Chase didn't do that much. So his team's okay. Now he's 4-5. With he's now with me and a lot of other people at 4-5, but fighting for that playoff spot. Bench
right.
Quentin Johnson, and that's about it. Uh, Kimball's got a lot of options. Zay Flowers, Tillman, um, some quarterbacks, and I was surprised he went with Prescott over. Gino. I mean, again, hindsight 2020, but Gino against the Rams instead of Prescott against us. I mean, I guess that could have been a shootout, but I probably would have went Gino. But again, hindsight 2020. Comments about this matchup, sir?
No, I mean it's just everybody's putting up over 100 these weeks.
Yeah, that's where everybody, well, most teams are. Well, there was a few that didn't. All right, next matchup was Steve and Spicy Tomato. So Evans seems really coming on, and now he's got Lamb hurt, but he's supposed to get potentially Nico Collins back. He's also got, I think, somebody else on his bench. Or no, he doesn't. Okay, so he had Mooney. Hopkins. That's what I was thinking because Hopkins is really now. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get 2 touchdowns every week, but good. Adams had a big game. I know you don't like the quarterback, but he doesn't really have anybody. Well, I guess he could maybe go with Winston, but I'd still ride with Murray. Steve's team, unfortunately, not panning out. The trade dead's not working out. Well, Cooper might come back, and the St. Brown's been okay, but so far the trade hasn't been working out. And he's got Ray Davis on his bench, but he's not going to play him over Cook. So, he's got Jennings. So maybe he'll be more competitive. Thoughts,
Well, who
sir?
did he trade with? Who hosed them this year?
That would be me. But
Oh,
last
okay.
year, uh, last year he got me.
So,
So it's
so he's like your
I
trade
think
partner. Yeah, he's like your trade partner.
yeah.
I see.
Well, last year didn't work out. This year it's working out. So again, Steve's unfortunately struggling. Evan's team is very strong again, 139 again. So luckily I got him last week, but I wouldn't want to run into him again. Another really tough team. Next matchup, the cooler. This was brutal. Uh, Same thing. He went into Monday night. I think he had like a 30 something point lead, and Ray had Hunt and he had Otten.
Otten.
And yeah, Otten. So both of those came back for 39, giving and that was and I think it was
He won. Ray won on the touchdown by Hunt at the end,
yeah,
the last
yeah,
drive in
yeah,
overtime. The
last
last drive.
drive, yeah. No,
Mhm.
he was already ahead,
No,
I
he wasn't.
think.
He wasn't because
He
Hunt got
wasn't.
the touchdown, which was
Oh,
six,
Hunt
and he
got the
had like
touchdown. Okay.
he had like 40 yards
Yeah.
on the drive. So it was
Yeah.
because of the last drive in overtime. That's how
Yeah.
Cooler lost to.
Yeah. Coolers had a run of bad luck. Rays 7-7-7-1-1. I thought the Cooler thought she was gonna beat him. Didn't work out. Cooler. Not much on the bench either. This his squad is not bad. I mean, Barkley's really good. Jacobs, Jones really solid. Taysom Hill went double tight end. Um, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it was a tough break for Cooler. He was still going to try to be competitive. Now it's not. Any additional comments about either one of these teams?
Nope. I mean, once again, look at the score. You score 130 points and you're hoping to win.
Yeah, Cooler
But
scored 20 over projection, which was good, and Ray scored 2.5. So tough matchup, Gio. All right, let's look at the previews for next week. Let's take a look.
I won't be able
Uh,
to make it through all these. I have to go set up for my last case.
okay,
So
well
let's
we
just
can
do
make
mine
it.
and yours.
Let's do mine and yours. All right. So I didn't ask you. So I am favorite at the moment. Let me see. Do you have anybody on by?
No, no, I swapped them out already.
You swapped them out. Okay.
Well,
So
I think
on paper,
the Joku's on a buy and Metcalf's is on a buy.
yeah. So
I
that
think.
so lifetime. I'm 18-9. Again, I own you during the regular season. I beat you. Wow, 152 to 77. So is that? I beat you by 85 last year, week 15. I have the toughest schedule. You have the second coaching rating. Passing, I'm 10th, which is surprising. You're tied for second receiver. I'm number one defense. So, how are you feeling about our matchup this week?
Well, I mean, I like my players, so I'm just going to roll with it. As you know, it's a projection, which doesn't really mean that much from week to week. You're hoping to stay within 10 of that. So if I can go up 10 and you can come down 10, then I guess it's accurate.
Well,
But
yeah, it's only
I'm in a good position. I'm in a good position. I don't need to win. I have
I
plenty of.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not really sweating it at all because if I beat you, it pushes you to the bottom of the pool, which will be tough. You'll be like the third highest scorer in the bottom of the pool and potentially can't make playoffs.
I'm still holding on to. I know you got to go. I'm still holding on to the last playoff spot, but very, very, very. I mean, Ethan's like 5 points away. So
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
I definitely need to win.
yep.
You
You
got to
definitely
go, or
need to
you
win.
got time for any more?
I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm
All right.
sorry I
Well,
wasn't
thanks
able
for
to do more,
joining.
but I called in on my break. So
All right, no problem. All right.
all right,
Thank
I'll
you.
talk to you later. Thank you.
Take care. Bye. All right, so the next matchup is going to be, I guess I'll have to go solo spicy against season Packers. I'm going to say Evan should be heavily favored here. I'm going to say by maybe 25. When I look at it here, yeah, so Evan is favored by 17 and 623. No, 17. Yeah, 23. So yeah, sorry, my math is this year would tell you not very good. Looking at the matchups, we've got obviously the Arizona connection of quarterback running back. She's going to go Donald, Brees Hall. That's nice. So CD Lamb is supposed to be hurt, so this might be closer, but I think Evan's got some options. Um, Josh Palmer, Naylor, Pitts against Ferguson. Oh, she's missing a kicker, so it'll be a little bit closer, but Evans missing a defense, so that's a wash. He's going Nico Collins. So on the bench, he's got Hopkins if CD Lamb doesn't play. So lifetime, Pisces 7-5. And he beat last year, week 9. Oh, exactly a year ago, he beat Joni by, let me do my math here, 62. No, 61. Again, sorry about the math. 61. So, all right, well, Joni's pulled some upsets. Evan is now firmly in that 4 and 5 club with me, looking to get into the playoffs. ChatGPT against Undisputed. I'm going to say Ray by 10. And the actual projection here is Ray by 6. So let's take a look. Cousins. So I don't know who the Niners are playing, so we'll see. But Cousins against New Orleans, that could be a blowout. Baker Mayfield against San Francisco. So if Ray plays Purdy, that might be a head-to-head quarterback battle. Mixon's been great. Swift has been great. Najee against Washington should be interesting. Kareem Hunt, AJ Brown, uh, Puka, I think is going to be better than this in London. I know he's coming off a shoulder injury, so we'll see if he plays. Auden, I can't believe he's been doing so well after I dropped him. Good job, Ray. Aubrey and Zoberg. Vikings are playing who the Jags, so that's nice. And Eagles against Dallas, that might be even nicer. Pollard. Looking at the bench, some options. So Ray's got a bunch of options. We'll see if he sticks with. I'm pretty sure Ray will move in Kittle. He'll move in Debo, and he'll move in Purdy. As far as Evan, I'm sorry. As far as Ethan, mm, maybe. No, that's pretty much what he's wrong with. So I think once all the lineups are set, I think Ray will be a little bit heavy favorite. But let's see here. Um, this is the first time they've met each other because Ethan's new team. So we'll see what happens. Kind of rooting, I guess, for Ray just because I'd like Ethan because he's fighting for the last playoff spot. But I know it should be a competitive game. Punchy Mutters against Bill's Mafia. Again, Punchy Mutters just spanked me, so I'm going to say Punchy Mutters by like 25 against Bill's Mafia. And it's Punching Mutters by 21 right now. If, let's see, James Cook, St. Brown. Um, so KC against Denver, that might be okay for Steve. Dobbins against Cooper. Robinson, we'll see if, oh, he's got Jennings. A couple of zeros here. So I don't know if he's still suspended, and Nick Chubb is on bye. So uh, he's going to probably roll with either Tracy or Jacoby. He's got some options. Steve kind of doesn't. So Steve's going to have to prove the old underdog story. Looking at the lifetime matchups, Steve owns David 20-12. He's won the last three matchups, and he won last year by, again, let me do my math here. What is that? 12. It's 53. So we'll see if Toast is going to take some revenge for that beating from last year. All right. Next matchup is Beast Mode against Sweet Like Candy. I'm going to say Beast Mode by 6. And oh, okay. So Sweet Like Candy's got to update his team. So Beast Mode. So he's probably he's got the Seahawks and the Cowboys are on bye. So that would leave him with Drake May. He's going to slide back in Zay Flowers. So it's going to be a closer matchup, but Kevin's definitely going to be a heavy favorite. Probably, like I said, I mean, probably more than I think, probably like a 20-point favorite. Looking at the lifetime matchup, 2-1, Paul leads the series, and he beat him last year in week 12 of by 11. So it should be a competitive matchup. Paul is at 3-6, really needs to win. Kevin, again, had some bad luck this week. We'll see if he can make up for it. So it should be a competitive matchup. On paper, looks like Kevin's a little bit stronger at the moment, but Paul will be feisty. The Big Herd versus the Cooler. I hate to say, I'm going to say Big Herd by 12. And the thing is here, Big Herd by 19. Two against Hurts, Hurts against Dallas. Again, that might be a blowout, so he might not get all the points he got this week. Barkley to offset Hurts, that must be nice. Henry's just been a beast. Um, Jones against Taylor, that should be a wash. Sutton against Pickens, that should be probably a wash. Calvin Ridley's been really hot against the Chargers, the Margot Douglas, the Will Lovitz, and then Johnu Smith, Ramonde. So on the bench, Chio doesn't have many options. And Ben, I guess he can maybe say, but Puka will be back. So yeah, so this is probably the lineups. Ben's pretty heavy favorite. Lifetime, the cooler leads it, so Chio leads it 6-4. Chio won last time 2 years ago by 8, so it was a competitive game. Again, both teams really need to win. Chio pretty much has to run the table now, so must-win situation. Schedule difficulty tied for first with me. So really, Chio needs a win, or else it's pretty much. There's no way I don't think he can make the playoffs, as far as I can see. So must-win for Chio. Almost a must-win for Ben. Needs to win, so it should be a good game. Let's see how it goes. And finally, we have Mike against Rodney. I'm going to say prime time by, oh, sorry, I was going to say by 10, so I was going to be close. Josh Allen against Lamar, Lamar against Cincinnati Thursday night. So on the early, White against Kyron, like Kyron there, Jefferson versus McConkey, like that better. Palmer against Waddle, I guess Waddle. Xavier Worthy. They were worthy. Didn't do anything. Coleman might be hurt, so that might be a wash. Um, Rodney got Hawkinson back right in time. That would be so he'll actually be a heavier favorite than what the score indicated. Double tight end for Mike worked against me. Looking at the benches, Mike's got ETN and Mason, but oh, that's true. Kimball's team, I forgot. Kimball's team is going to get McCaffrey back, so that's going back to that matchup. So that's actually going to be maybe closer than we thought in that matchup. Looking here again, Rodney's going to swip it out. So Rodney's a favorite lifetime. Mike is ahead 10-5, and he won. Wow, in a defensive struggle, he won 67-59 last year, so beating Rodney by 8 points. So it should be a good matchup. Again, I think kind of a must-win for Mike as well. If Rodney, if he doesn't win, I think making the playoffs is going to be very tough. All right, looking at the standings, we've got Ray and Jason pretty much locked in for the playoffs. Bunchy Mutters and Beast Mode are looking really strong for the playoffs. Primetime Rodney 5-4, so he's in fifth place. Joni 4-4-1, she's in sixth place, and then me and Evan. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of us tied at 4-5. So really, right now I'm a little bit ahead on points, but at the end of the day, that can be made up in a week. So everybody in this kind of section kind of needs to win, and these people are kind of must-win situations down here. So, week 9 of the Commissioner's Corner. I want to thank Jason for joining us from his job. Good luck to everybody, and I'll see everybody next week. Take care.